knocked her down and throws some people for...
So she's looking for a result.
Tit for tat.
Tit for tat. You don't want tit for tat. Right. You want you and God, and you put the zuchiyot, then God will take care of something. You don't, so you want to get you. It's not tit for tat.
It doesn't mean that if I put myself out and I tolerate this person, therefore everything will immediately change and all good will come to me at this moment, and I'll see them.
But the problem with husband and wife relationship, children, you want tit for tat. I give, where are you going to, where's the just? I went back. You don't give back, I scream and holler. So I mean tit for tat, which is midas of din. But if you go to Hashem, you know he's going to, it's written down, so not to hide why it is. I'm Seivel, I know that that's a kapara. I don't have the tit for tat story. I have Seivel, I have kapara, I have other things happening. Yeah.
Isn't that sort of like it sounds like a trick. It sounds tricky. It's like, of course, does Hashem sees, and of course, if we do, he's going to give us Shiur. So why do we have to say, don't forget and write it? I mean, it sounds like
It is a little trick, I must tell you that. But I'll tell you, because we're not trained that way. You see, normally people, religious people do it anyway, automatically. You're not trained. You think you're saying that, but there's no way you're doing that.
What do you mean? You don't know doing what?
You see, when you do anything, say, I really down, I said to Tehillim, I asked Hashem to help me. I guess it may be true, but you really didn't have this syllogism in your head. Hashem, watch it. You don't have it.
You don't have it.
No, you have to work on it. You have to say it and work on it. You don't have it. I tell over a famous story.
What is it that we don't have?
What can I tell you?
The relationship.
Well, we don't understand that
You have to have a clear relationship. That's right.
we don't really appreciate the power of what we're doing.
That's right.
And that's being taught.
What?
We realize that it's being written down.
Consciously, we don't have it consciously in our minds of seeing it being watched and written down and good. And getting the immediate reward and feeling good about it.
We feel it's unjust and we're suffering and no one's noticing. That's how we feel.
Yeah. Either Rabbi, the bad thing, the bad guy's getting advantage and he's winning and I got to kill that bad guy and I got to take advantage. And I want to see just let everybody know and see and I don't care if they kill me and die on
Hashem sometimes being hard on us, giving us a hard time.
Yeah, same story.
Sometimes.
Because you don't have enough reward in yourself, feeling that you're good and God sees it and everything is happening. You don't have that positive of out there.
In terms of what we're doing, the mitzvahs, we don't see the power.
Your face should be shining when you come in. You have so many mitzvahs you've done in the day, so many chesed you did, your husband, your children, yourself. It's so positive, happiness. How can you not be happy and smiling?
So this is a pu'ula to get us to feel that way.
Yeah, but it's more than feeling, it's real.
It's the
As it
reality.
says, if you love God, then this happens. It's a real story. It's not a fake. It's not a game. I always tell the story. I'll repeat it again. We'll leave it at that. That I was visiting Menachem Avelim Matzah from the government here. His mother died. And there was the Rabbi Rashi. He was the Rabbi Rashi at the time. Mordechai, because Matzah's mother died, so he talked about a mother. There's this guy, says a true story, actually, it's a true story. That there's this fellow who came home Friday night, and his wife didn't do the food right. She was tired, the house was sloppy, burnt a little food. So he decided that she doesn't really love me and care. I'm not going to say Eishes Chayil. He didn't say Eishes Chayil. I told you the story. He didn't say Eishes Chayil. The wife, wow, my husband doesn't appreciate, love me. What's this business like? He didn't say Eishes Chayil for me. The heck with him next week. I'm not going to make any food, the heck with him, let him starve, and find another one. And so, and then it goes on and on till the point where they go for a get. To the rabbinut for the get. And Mordechai gets involved. How he gets involved? He gets involved in the case. And he wants to make sure bias him. So at last, he says, listen, who do you think is an Eishes Chayil? Put me a picture of an Eishes. Picture me, it says, my mother. And not my wife, she's terrible. She's dead. Wonderful. Now, Eishes Chayil is a portion in the Torah. It comes from Mishlei, you have the Mishlei, and it's a portion. Now, this is given for them. Now, when you say this about your mother, you're elevated in the Shemayim, She's dead, you're elevated in the Shemayim. So when you come Friday, forget about your wife. You say Eishes Chayil, think of your mother and how it's going to be Ilu Nishmat your mother. Okay, good. So he gets there and he says, Eishes Chayil with simcha and happiness. And the wife is just wondering, what's this guy? What happened here? What I do? And And then, sure enough, the next week she started making the food and back and forth. And then they come to Mordechai, this is the end of the story. Mordechai, and they said, listen, you know, I really see my wife as an Eishes Chayil. Can I also include her in my prayers of Eishes Chayil? It's a nice little story. I use it. It's a true story. But it's a point. There's a point. I can make the switch. You understand? There is something to it. But the formula still remains. The formula still remains. Being religious was to be supposed to get most out of life, not less.
It starts in the head.
That's right. But it starts with God in your life. Because you can't get out of the game if it's tit for tat. You give, you expect to get back. You can never give and get back, remember. You give more than get back. You never give and expect to get a little bit. Some are but even then, who knows if you get it. When you get older, what are the kids supposed to do? Give you a kick and get out. They say, who knows what they say. That's what the world says. I mean, religious people doesn't happen, but that's what they say in the non-religious world. You raise the kids, you have good children, but other people you hear the story, and the kids grow up and they forget about their parents and knows what they go and it causes embarrassment. But religious children, it doesn't happen that way. But we want to add another piece, you say. But it's never tit for tat, I see, but you always have God in the picture, and you do it to give nachas ruach, Eishes Chayil that way, you're at Shemayim, and the other things will fall in place. When you do that, then automatically God rewards you and gives you more shalom bias and more happiness.
Or if a
This
person,
could be children too, whenever this is performing it.
a person's love of Hashem should cause them to want to change. Are a person's bad mitzvos a barometer of their lack of love of Hashem?
According to this formula, but he has to make the change. Let's just say he's trying, working on it.
Some people have a harder time.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not saying no, let's just say you're working on it and such and such.
Won't there be lack of intimacy if you don't work out problems head on?
No, you got to work problems head on. I'm not saying don't work problems head on, but you have to know this is the main structure. It's you and God and other people. Anyway, I need the pens back. Pens back, please. I need the pens. The expression of themselves, value, worth. It's called Torah and wealth, Torah and working with Torah and being doctors and going to second doctorates. Who knows? You know what I mean? It's all part of a woman that has no, the poor women. There's no, now a woman now going for a doctorate and now she's now the president of this organization. She's now running, they're heading all the solar groups, and she's now involved the head of the poor people in the hospitals and all these type of things that they get busy with. That's called Torah law. That solves the problem of these women have loads of energy, loads of expression things, and then they express and have all these politics going on, and the Klal Yisrael saying, that's called Torah law. How do you solve the problem with these type of girls? Called Torah and wealth. But if you don't have Torah and wealth, and you really have to face the problem. That means not facing the problem. And you have to become your Shema. What?
What problem?
Of Ratzonos. I like, I want, I feel, I need, I'm being closed in, I have the freedom, I gotta have my self-expression, all those nice words. Okay? Feeling. So what are you gonna do? So that problem is a harder problem when you don't have wealth. Okay? So you have to face, so the way you have to solve it is, there's two ways. One is basically, you give a little space, and it's called a box, and a space that's non-threatening space. You can say, yes, they can wear jeans, but down the bottom has to be all sewn up. They can wear this, not jeans, I don't mean pants, but little sloppy things. And they can, at night, at Saturday night, they can stay with all the girls till 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, gotta come in. So you make what you call safe zone, where they have some expression, some way, you know what I mean? But safe zone, where it doesn't get too touchy and too sticky with all these, problems. Or, you face the problem directly, and you have to explain, and this is the hardest point. And you what? For the love of God, you gotta give up everything. It doesn't mean you have to love the means. That's a very hard space. Usually the girls that do that are the meek girls and the quiet girls and the not beautiful girls. And and the this, and the introvert girls, etc.
What's
But the aggressive, beautiful, exciting girls that are very hard, especially in youth, to get involved in these type of things. So so when you, another trick is a religious club, the snot nose, I don't know.
what's
Drum
the
group.
problem that we're bringing up here?
The question that they mentioned to me in the Yeshiva is the problem with the dress code in the summer.
The relaxed dress code?
Relaxed dress code.
No, but we were talking about...
So I answer, there's a certain thing called safe zone. And if you're not facing the problem directly, so the way that most people solve the problem, they don't solve the problem. It's called Torah and wealth. Or Torah and, you know what I mean? They find a box where nobody's around, or these type of camps, so that they're running and moving and doing, and so you solve that problem of express who I am, what I am, and so the woman gets to be a job as a lawyer, or Tony Rabbi, and she's speaking of her opinions and ideas. She has a space for public announcement who she is and what she is and her ideas, and well, she finds an organization, she finds it, so it's found a way that she's self-expressive way of defines herself or something.
That's not her
What does it have to
And that's
do
called
with-
Torah.
Let's
What?
say, what does that have to do with, say, her wearing jeans at home or something?
Now we got a problem. Let me tell you the problem. So we got to find, you don't have the wealth, so you make a compromise called safe zone. The best way is to change and become you're a Shemayim, you're Ahavas Hashem. Not all girls will bend and do it. The ones that usually do it are the meek, weak, and non-beautiful, all these type of girls. And they say, as it says, all the girls go out on two bars, and they say, look at me. And one that's rich says, look at my money. And one that says, pretty, look at my prettiness. One who's ugly that says, look at my Yirat Shamayim. One says, look at my Ahavas Hashem, and look at my Chesed. Everybody shows what they are, whatever they are. Or they have three things, I got this, I got that, whatever they're showing. But that's how society goes. But the real truth is, it really starts from the home. It starts from the home. And the home is the hardest part, because then you face your realities. And so you have to work with Chacham and try to build up on the positive sense, who you are, on the positive who you are. The Bas Tamach Chacham, the Armei Tamach Chacham, you're such a sweet girl, all the positive things folks you give them with love. That they say, how can you, such a wonderful Yirat Shamayim girl, even have a Havamina? Must be those terrible bad neighbors next door that would believe in opening up the button over here and decide that downstairs it must be. She's, it's not me, it's them. Yeah. It really is herself, she's ready to break away and she doesn't want to be pressured by her mother anymore and her family. But that's the story. So you got to do the best, and you got to do both. You got to get a safe zone, and you got to try to build up your family. Yeah.
Everyone has their own safe zone in their family. If you have customers, so people have to respect each other's, and not everyone's going to decide the same things. So
there's a certain stand. I just want to mention one thing. Somebody told me, I don't know, that's why some of our girls don't accept it to the seminary. Because in Texas, they're not too tznius. But they don't follow the tznius box of the square box. Okay, so you pay a price. I'm not going to say yes or no, but you got to know that. You have to know how much you can pull on your children or not. But the final end is the Yirat Shamayim. The tone is heard from our couple of times, my wife. The tone of the family, the Yirat Shamayim comes with the wife. Again, the tone. The tone, that was your idea. The tone comes from the wife. Well?
Even when the children are raised,
That's right. It's not simple. It's not simple. I don't say it's simple. It's not easy because you suffer from some of them. You really want to express yourself. Who knows what it is? It's not just all plus. No, but the end is better. Yes.
Rabbi, at what point do we, is there a delicate balance between not offending or meddling in your neighbor's business and, as a friend and a member of one unified community, speaking out? What's the...
That's a very hard problem. Everybody is very sensitive about it. Some people are less sensitive, more sensitive. A lot of people have to walk with eggs. They say walk on top of eggs in the different families. There's a certain point where you have to use chachma of committees or talking or explaining. But you see, there's also another problem. You don't know what breaks in everybody's family. But again, there's a tzibur and there's the individual family, which is their unit, and they're larger. There are problems. I'm going to say no. There's no general rule. There's no techocha. You have to be careful. Doesn't mean you don't speak up. No, somebody have to speak up. And it's a hard job. The way to do it is you have these groups that they do, and they say, we're now teaching about Lashon Hara, and we're doing this. Who knows, you know what I mean? And say, look, you know what I mean? I go to 10 Lashon Hara classes, I don't speak Lashon Hara as much as the neighbor down the block. 10 Lashon Hara classes, it's the same story. I and Val, you know what I mean? Those are the problems. Anyway, yeah.
Please say, where is all this coming from? I speak so to few women, a couple of years ago, about the Inyan, because I've heard also from girls, and I feel like, I don't know, I think that they feel like there's
It could be it's not true.
They look very...
It could be it's our head or some people's head or outsiders who say it. Anything can be. You know what I mean? I can say many things. I don't know. But I do know that it's definitely not a total plus what's happening. And definitely need improvement if the girls go out into the world. Now, to what degree and what is a problem?
They never said that they couldn't...
See, but there's a problem. I look around, I find a lot of girls' buttons on top of, somehow the button just so happens the button disappears. It's open or the skirt down below. So one time I told a woman about it. She was looking at me. I said, so I stopped from that on going on. I never told anybody else about themselves because they just say the hell, we want to help you. So we got to tell other people. It's a very sensitive issue. And it's important that tznius is kept. Tznius has to be kept. And it's important for ourselves. And again, if we want Gedolei Torah to come to Yeshiva Meitzad, then the people have to shape up.
And what happens if we have girls during the summer, when there's, let's pretend it's only during the summer, just for the sake of things. We say that, the girls can wear jeans because they have camp and they're driving their bikes and they're on chopesh and they're all
stand on that side of the street and talk to the boys.
On the side of the street and even not talk to boys.
I have to say that. I don't know who's talking to boys, but I'm certainly,
I don't think the girls
see it. It doesn't
The girls didn't
let me tell you.
sitting on the street curb.
I want to thank God you don't see it. I don't see all these things either. I don't see a lot of things. What I don't see doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I don't say it does exist, I have to say it does exist. But I will say that we have to be shomer all of ourselves and got to watch these things. I'm not saying but I do know we have to, if we're putting our children into the world, and we want to get what we are, Makom Torah, then we have to be more strict with the girls and etc. and the boys.
I think the girls are very clear.
I say no. Look, as far as I'm concerned, I want to answer. I never saw. Nobody ever came blind down and tell me stories that girl ran naked in the street. Nobody runs around with. I don't know. I don't see those things. I don't know, but I do know that people talk and people talk. I don't know, but I do know one thing. There shouldn't be any talking. There shouldn't be anything around. We have to in our own heads, try to improve the situation, whatever it
Maybe we
is.
should look more with an eye into, like somebody came over and said, did you see so-and-so's act the other day? Isn't that a beautiful actor? Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, but you know what? You can see more coming around it, but I see. That's funny, because she was wearing a hat under it. You should have looked closer. I mean, there's like, are we looking with an eye in tow? Are we looking with
I'm not going to say no.
Maybe we're threatened, these are young girls, and we remember 20 years ago that we were all so young, and now we're getting old and old.
We want our children to be young also.
children that come to the Yeshiva, if they see casual dress, which is all we are, is casual dress, we are not unsneezed. Our community is a very, I must say, I think we have a very sneeze community, and our girls are surely included. The children will come, and let's say we don't change our way of dress, the parents and the children. And those gedolas are the ones that think, if they come for 3 weeks and they see who we are, right? And they have an eye to about because they're gedolas, right? Are they going to look at us and think this is not a Beis Yaakov religious community because the girls wear their shirts out rather than in, or they have a different, mode of dress? Or are they going to end up having an ayin tov on us and saying, maybe for our own sakes in the outside world we should, attack in our dress code because it's not acceptable according to Beis Yaakov, so to speak, but that they recognize who we are and that we are acceptable in sneers. What is a good
I don't know. See,
going to think about
we're talking about something we don't know what we're talking about. Let me tell you. I don't know if it's only casual dress or there's more to casual dress. Uncasual means that they wear these things and below there's an open slit in the front.
We don't have.
No, let me explain. Let me explain what these people tell me. I only tell you I don't know. That they say in the front there's an open slit there. There's buttons, but the bottom button doesn't exist, or it slips away, or this and that. Now, casual dress is one thing, and keeping the standard is another. and that's two separate problems. We're mixing casual dress with total sneers and not total sneers. Now, let me explain this. So, total sneers has to exist. Casual and not casual dress, that's a secondary problem. That's the problem with the saying that there may be a box that we need called the safe zone for the girls. But
not just the girls.
The boys also.
No, the women. The girls get their mode of dress from us, Rabbi. With all due respect to ourselves.
Or blouses out also.
Well, we wear blouses out because we're heavy, and we have reasons why we wear blouses out, But the girls' style of dress comes from our style of dress. And many mothers have changed their style of dress in order to alter, but a lot of us, we change, and it doesn't necessarily make the children change. It could be the children are affected by what we did before. We change, and we're not much clear on the children to change. It could be in 5 years everything will alter itself.
But then we have to make some improvement, that's all, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I have to talk to I just want to talk in general the problem. The real problem is with sonos. I like how when they feel they're boxed in and they don't have the freedom. That's a very bad feeling for girls.
Well, they like to wear their jeans at home. I just want to say, I spoke to my daughter.
Yeah, but why? Let's get down to why does she like to wear it?
They like to wear it because
But
that's
what?
what they like to wear.
But why?
All the boys look at them.
I must say,
The grandmother sent from America, and I cannot afford to go buy my daughter a wardrobe. I just don't have the money.
Yeah, but I want to say, if you write to the grandmother, we don't wear this type of clothes, they'll get different type of clothing.
Look, I told my mother for years, don't buy red. I said, Ma, could you buy clothes for the girls for the bar mitzvah? Joe gets one of the bright red. I had to schlep back to Williamsburg. Whatever. I said, let her wash the floor in jeans, and she goes to the neighbor in the skirt, which is loose and not tight.
Yeah, but I'm not arguing particular cases, I'm talking in general. You definitely have to raise.
What about long skirts also? That's another inyan that these girls, what's wrong with a long skirt?
It's again back to the same problem, and listen carefully. Why they're wearing the long skirt. Here's a reason. I don't know. That's your own material, your own girls. I don't know what they're wearing, why they're wearing. I don't know if they wear long skirts or they wear sleeves. I don't know. But I do know you have to know why, and that is your problem. The will, desire, lust, feeling cramped in is your problem. Is it a safe zone? Is it
their mode of expression.
But the real problem is one problem. When they get married, will they bend to the husband, or they'll have all these type of demands and ideas. This is the final push and shove.
But
So
teenagers
that man's got a problem.
rebellious, Rebbe. They're also, it's a rebellious time in their life.
Okay? You have to know, so the parents,
If you don't have jeans in your house, you don't have a
have
problem,
to
man.
figure out.
If you don't buy jeans or receive, if you don't receive them, you don't have the problem. So, you know,
I'll repeat again, the parents have to handle the kids, and the community has to have a general, more or less feeling of, when you have to do certain rules of elevating the level of.
I would like you to speak to the girls, because I feel like it's very important
I'm ready.
for them.
You gotta meet
They,
them. So we'll organize sometime the next week. This week is, see what I can do? I'm ready.
maybe I should say something.